Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Monster Interrupted, our version of the Pathfinder 2nd Edition Abomination Vaults. Yeah, we're still in Book 1. We're taking our time. This has been, I would say, as a back shelf show. I mean, we are turning it over here and there, and we're looking to actually try to drop at least 1 to 2. Hopefully, now we get Corey back, we say 2 episodes a month. And recording it whenever we can. When last we left our party, it's time to fire up a little battle music because you guys were battling a canker cultist, a ghoul. And they asked flesh for the canker when you first met them. And that didn't work out so well. Now we're in combat. And at the top of our initiative at the moment, good old Cognual. What do you want to do? He's thinking about it. I hope he's thinking about unmuting.
Yeah, I'm actually definitely thinking. I was trying, but I was clicking the wrong thing. Do we have a map that I can look at? Are we still mapping here? I don't see anything.
Oh, you don't see a map?
No. Am I blind in one eye and can't see out of the other?
There's a map open, active. If you click on your little token on your character sheet, and then the little crosshairs at the bottom in the middle, it'll open up a map and your token.
Waiting. Oh, there we go. Look at that.
To recap for the audience, a large round room, 35 feet across, circular, that they have yet to enter. The very top of it spilling into their 15-foot wide library-ish hallway with several doors along the west side, with Ken wrote the top left hugging the wall, coming down from the center of that hallway. In the center itself, where they expose themselves, coming through a narrow hallway from the west wall into the center, there is an adjacent hall with no door that heads off and finds more doors. Heading south, 15 feet from that, doors left, wall on the right. Too busy to open these doors. Look at all those smears on the floor because they've been kicking ass and taking names. And right at the bottom of the straight and narrow, we have Cognual in the center, Kraga on his left on the east side. Dead center, we have the Canker Cultist. We have Tassie of the Writhing Blade on the west side, and we have Dubsy swung around the rear for flanking, stepping into that round room. Cognual, what do you want to do first?
I am going to step into the room. Maybe 15 feet.
Okay. So you want to go around this guy, hoping that... Because right now you are set up for a flank with Dubsy.
Correct. Is he right in front of me?
Yeah.
Oh. So maybe we should just attack him.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. I should... Yep, go ahead.
I think it... no, I'm just like, you know what? I should mouse wheel zoom in on the combat action, and you can do the same. Neither one of us has to strain. There you go.
Yeah.
Mouse wheel zoom.
Probably would be quite helpful in, I am getting older in life.
So what do you want to do?
Oh, I'm still in a gorilla stance because I don't believe I changed that. So we are just going to go for a flat out gorilla strike.
Okay. Now, I do believe that you have to re-up, like the gorilla stance costs an action, right? So when you stay in it, it costs you an action to maintain to get those bonuses.
Okay.
Leaving you 2 actions, or is it just 1 to fall in?
I think
there's usually conditions for it, but once you're in the stance, you're in the stance until you break those conditions or otherwise declare you're switching your stance.
Okay. Because I know it ups your damage.
Yeah, so
right?
like for example, Ryan's character in Age of Ashes, he does that falling mountain stance where he has to keep his feet on the ground, and he's in that stance as long as his feet are on the ground. But if he jumps, he loses his stance. You'd have to look into the condition.
For Legacy, but they've changed a lot of that sort of a lot of that economy shifted, right? And I was concerned that it might actually cost you an action every round. But anyway, for now, swing away.
All right, very good. Oh, lovely. What rolls are just as well this week as they were the other day. I got a 4 with my +8 for a 12. So that's a swing and a miss.
Oy. Secondary attacks?
Yeah, we're just going to try another one.
Okay. We got Kenro on deck. I'm gonna actually have the rules lawyers look in to see if they've changed stances. If it actually burns it every round. What'd you get?
I got a 14 with a +4 for an 18. That's a hit.
There you go. Gorilla hug time.
Ooh, look at that. 6 +3 for a 9.
9 total?
9 total, sir.
Okay. I always wondered, do gorilla like open hand slap? Like I know they grab and hug and crush things, but when a gorilla actually like whacks
They
you,
do
like
they do the like the ground and pound double fist hammer fist from above type of
yeah. I guess they come down on the bottom of the palm.
And as for the stances, a stance is a general combat strategy that you enter by using an action with the stance trait, and you remain in for some time. A stance lasts until you get knocked out, until its requirements, if any, are violated, or until the encounter ends, or you use a stance action again, whichever comes first. So you do not re-up it. You are limited, though. You have to. So when you go into a stance, you can't immediately switch next round. You have to spend at least one round in that position.
And one round to do it, and one round to undo it.
Yep.
You
don't have to pay to undo it.
What he's saying is like one action, gorilla stance, you take your strike, and then at the end of that round going, I use my monkey stance. It's an action. And it's like, no, you're kind of stuck being gorilla.
You can't sit there. Yeah. I think you have to spend like from what I read here, it says you can't, after you take an action with the stance trait, you can't take another one for a full round. So exactly what you're saying. You can't swap stances twice in the same round.
Still doesn't really say if you're burning it every round. Anyway,
it actually says it lasts until you get knocked out. Its requirements, if any, are violated until the encounter ends or you use a stance action again. So it does.
Right, stance action.
Right.
And a stance action is taking a swing.
No, it's not. That's an attack action.
No, the stance action, how I read that is the stance action would be just like you said. I switch from gorilla stance to monkey stance.
Yeah, so like the gorilla pound has the emotion, flourish, mental, monk traits. There is no stance trait in it.
All right, well,
the action.
Sorry, Monday is like my busiest day at work. I really should not delve into rules, but yeah, we're good. Second swing connects, 9 points of damage, and I believe that's you, Cogno?
No, that should only be 2.
1 for the stance activation.
Oh, one for the stance, yes. Oh, correct.
Which led us down this rabbit hole, right? So.
Oh.
All right.
I'm with a good rabbit hole.
Well, no.
Yeah.
He was already in gorilla stance, so he does still have his action. He didn't activate.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Yes. We were talking last game. You were still pounding away, so.
Well, we're going to go for, we'll just stay in the stance. And
I'm glad someone remembers these things.
Oh, 9 with no modifier. So a swing and a miss.
Okay. Which brings us to Kenro. You are up, and the cloaked undead is on deck. Oh, I think we know what he is. I think I got to reveal.
Well, we've already tried to heal him once and didn't like that very much. So we're pretty close combat.
The holy blast battle that was incurring.
Yeah, I like to keep the heals. The rest of them for the team. So let's see here. I'm at 30 feet away from him there.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get myself within 10 feet, I do have my whip out, and I will just use that and try to attack him.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, you're good.
Can you do it?
Just
attack through my through Cognal here, or do I have to be clear?
I
can move over one more space and attack him from there if you want. I can move to this one here if we need to.
Yeah, it's up to you. If you want 10-foot distance, unfortunately, you're swinging through minis. I get a +1 shield bonus. If you want to do your 25 feet, attack him adjacent, you're fine.
I'll attack him adjacent then. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's okay. So move, and then targeting mode. Where's the target? And attack. That is a 18 + 7, 25 total. But it didn't wasn't targeted.
Oh, it's okay. I can drop it on him.
All right.
I just drop it on his head. Doink. Hit.
That is 3. Is that all it does? A +1 whip only does 1d4 damage?
The +1 is to hit, not damage. New rules. If you want more damage, you need a striking whip, and it would do 2d4.
Gotcha. But now you can see this guy looks like he's a little bit hurting, and he kind of wants to end his misery. So I will attack him again.
I would say that the whip is a good tripping weapon, but you play Outlaws with Matt, and he gets like 1 out of 3. Yeah. He tries to trip a guy, so maybe not so much.
Yeah, my guy, Ken's not a tripper. He doesn't, he's going to hit the guys. He's more used to hitting a back, not the feet.
Yeah. And this is just on how the rules for the weapons have panned out in the new thing. This is nothing on Matt's choices and swashbuckling. I'm just talking about like some weapons, become very gross. So an OP, some weapons, not so much, depending on how the rule changes. Anyway, you got...
That's 2 attacks, and I missed on the second one with a 10.
All right.
And that's all 3 of my actions.
Oh, it's my turn. Well, let me tell you. Let's see. What do we got left? Ooh, here's a good one. I'm going to... I'm going to take a step, not a stride, a single step to the right, putting me on this wall to avoid attacks of opportunity. And then a little bit of cheese. I'm pretty sure I've seen a player do this. I'm going to cast a 30-foot line spell. I'm going to start it beside me at Cognil and shoot it straight up along these guys. Because I'm pretty sure you can start a line attack off of any corner of your own mini. You know what I'm saying? So I need a fortitude save from Kenro, from Cognul, and from Kraga. As he chants to himself, and you see those 2 fingers. Actually looks like someone's giving the 2 fuck offs. Like it's got the 2 hanging out, right? As part of his weaving gestures of his hands, he flicks them and they rattle and bang on his chest, and it looks like they're going, F you! I call upon the Kegger, the darkness, and tariffs, and 30-foot line of grim tendrils. And all things dark, Too soon? Sorry. And he casts Grim Tendrils, an arcane occult spell. 30-foot line, fortitude save. So while I dig up Kraga's dude, because he's not here tonight. Characters. Fortitude. Kraga Silvertusk. Kraga Silvertusk has a +10 fort save.
Does this move do damage?
I'll get in there. Well, I want to see the saving throws first. Cognul gets a 26. Oh, did you put these in the tower? Oh, how nice of you. Didn't have to. I'd be kind of cool. Did you guys automatically put those in the tower or no?
I put it in the tower. Usually we've been doing that, so...
Yeah, because then it's like, oh, you don't know how you do if blah, 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 right? But I'm pretty sure, like, the excitement of a DC of hit me with a save, you can do these openly. Anyway, Kenro got 17. Kraga got 21. Cognul got 26. So
again, I'll ask, does this do damage? Because I have a reaction if it does.
Oh, I see. Blah, blah, blah. Unaffected, half damage, full damage, double negative energy damage. Yes, depending on their saves, there will be damage.
Okay, well, since he's the one who's right beside me, I will use my Retributive Strike to protect Kenro.
Okay.
So you Protect your ally and strike your enemy. The ally gains resistance to all damage against triggering damage equal to 2 plus your level. If the enemy is within reach, make a melee strike against it. The enemy is within my reach.
Because you get the 10-foot blade of reachiness.
Yes. Oh well, I get with a feat that gives me an extra 5 feet. Actually, I misread it last session. It gives me a free step.
And an attack?
To put them into range, yes. So it doesn't actually extend my reach. It just gives me a free 5-foot step in their direction. But
so
I have
you protect your guy.
Yep.
Then you step up and you attack him.
Yep.
3 actions as a single reaction.
Yep.
And what level are you?
3.
3rd? Damn.
Yep. It's level 1 feat. So that's the opposite feat of the
There's lawful good paladin. There's the redeemer, neutral good, which is Doug, always nerfing my damage, and then there's the chaotic good liberator.
This is the opposing option to the damage nerf reaction.
Oh, so you're neutral good, you're a redeemer?
This is
or are you a liberator?
I am a redeemer, I believe. Let me see. I am a justice cause is my cause. You're talking legacy content. It's called my cause is justice. So it's
so they don't have the paladin, redeemer, liberator anymore?
You have a cause now. They just reworded it essentially. So my cause is
kind of cool though.
Is justice, which right off the bat gives me retributive strike. Trigger an enemy damages your ally, and both are in your champion's aura, which they are both. Anyways, I'm gonna.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
So you get resistance 5 against this damage, Kenro. Yeah, you.
Hey, again, sorry.
You get a resistance of 5 against this incoming damage. You get to reduce it by 5.
So it's 3 for your level and 2 for your charisma mod, right?
No, yeah. Well, it's 2 plus, so it starts at base 2 and then just goes up based on your level.
Oh, I see. Okay, so there's the 5. Okay. All right.
Okay, so here you go, Canker Cultist. Probably miss, but I hit with an 18 for 2d6 plus 4 slashing damage in your face for a total of 9 points of damage.
Nice.
So he casts the spell.
Let me do my damage. Yeah. Because it's a reaction. I do get the spell off, unfortunately.
Yep.
Okay, so with the... Now, we worked out... Damn it. We worked out this guy's DC. Because the fevers are like DC 20. So I'm assuming my spells are probably at DC 20, 21?
Should be 19 or 20, depending on what his casting stat is.
Yeah, so let's go with 20. So Henro with 17 failed. Kraga passed for half. And Cognule also passed for half. So with Grim Tendrils doing 2d4. Oh, you know what? I could just use the actual spell, sorry. Oh no, it didn't work, did it? Never mind. I just realized it's like I didn't actually target you guys and do all that cool stuff. So 3 points of nasty grim tendril negative damage, which is completely omitted by our champion's reaction.
Only for Kenro. Only for Kenro. I can only protect one ally.
Right. And Cognule and Kraga, that mightily save with their fort of Tudes, drop that down to a single point. So, 1 point for Cognule. Scroll. 1 point for Kraga, who's actually starting to hurt. And tell me how you managed to destroy this.
So while he's doing the whole like flippy bird beating on the chest thing that you described earlier, I come around with a whip from the side. It wraps, my whip blade wraps around, and I literally just pull back, and it just cuts through him like a chainsaw.
That is a very skinny waist I'm looking at in that photo. He's a size 4, size 2, and he's a pretty skinny dude. He's got his hands up in the air. I love the big grin. Yeah, I cast the spell. Barely does any damage, and then he just slides right off the top half, flumps on the floor, and suddenly, all becomes quiet once more. For now. What do you guys want to do now?
Loot that body. No.
Loot the body.
Sorry, that sounded like a game show.
Tassie will.
I'd watch that show.
So 4 bodies in a room. You have 30 seconds. Go.
Can you imagine the barbarian's just like, oh no, let's not even need another 10 minutes on that one.
Ask coil in hand, shield up still. I will patrol the room below that we haven't really entered to make sure that it's not hiding anyone.
Okay.
Wow. Dubsy ransacks the corpses.
I would like
Anybody like some healing?
some fortitude saves in the tower. Anybody that got hit. Funny things about ghouls. Cogno got hit once. Kenro got hit once. It's got a point of damage there.
I don't know if I got hit by the big guy, but I got hit by one of them a couple times.
Yeah, it only takes one. Well, we shall see who might start succumbing to ghoul fever in a day. But right now...
No.
Yes.
What a twist.
I really hate stuff that like hits you later because you never remember. The DM, even if you write it down, like you never remember the next day and start doing saving throws. So it's just kind of like, you don't feel well. The fortitude saves are secret by the DM, and he'll let you know if anyone's going to start, Exactly. Stage 1. Does anybody know anything about ghoul fever? Does anyone have medicine?
Nothing.
Somebody identified these things as ghouls. Did we not?
I think so.
Don't remember. We probably did a recall knowledge, yeah, when they tried to ask for our flesh, I think.
No medicine, but I do have knowledge of religion and
religion would identify the ghouls, and then it would be religion and medicine for the after effects.
There's a medicine roll for you.
Yeah, I'll throw my
Medicine,
religion.
and I've got both as well.
Okay, so what am I? I am...
Hold on. I'm confused. It said that I had... Oh, I guess because I gave you an occultism. That's why. Just give me one moment, please.
No problem.
There we go. There's a medicine.
Okay. Oh.
I can see that Krag is probably still a little beat up because he did take that chunk out of his own arm with his tusk and stuff. So I will do a healing check on him and do some basic healing.
Oh yeah, I can lay hands on myself as well, or somebody if they really need it. Who's
Okay, so clear your targets, and when you guys target yourselves or your patient, when you actually use the medicine skill or the spell, the fantasy grounds will take care of the healing for me. Okay. In the meantime,
how much lay on hands even does.
I'm gonna secretly give some knowledge to Cognul, today's winner.
Cough, cough. Hint, hint.
No. Check out your Zoom chat.
1 second. I will get over to the Zoom chat. Scrolling down. Oh. That would be me, correct?
You, through medicine and or religion, because your roll is amazing. You know these things, and you can start talking to the party while they're making healing rolls.
I did a treat wounds there, and it seemed to work.
Ooh. So what you're suggesting is that I should inform my people that this is what I've found?
Is there a big chance to role play?
Oh. big chance to role play. Well, that makes things. Gentlemen, I have some information. If we are stage 1, a stage 1 carrier, no ill effects. Stage 2 will give us a 2d6 negative damage. We will regain only half of our hit points from any healing at stage 2. Stage 3 is equal as stage 2. So let's hope we are only at stage 1.
Oh, there's more.
I think we should find out if there's a cure before we find out.
Stage 1 of what?
Yeah, stage 1 of what? And is there a cure?
Of ghoul effects.
3 hit
Ghoul
points.
fever. Ghoul fever is technically a disease, so you guys can find a way to cure it.
Absolutely.
And I healed 3 hit points to Kraga, but I don't think it actually automatically did it, even though I had him targeted. So just one add on 3 to
There's more, gentlemen, as it's coming to me. Stage 4 will give us a 2d6 negative damage with no benefits from any healing. Stage 5 will also be the same. If we ever reach stage 6, it's lights out. And by midnight the next day, you will become a flesh-eating ghoul.
How
The-
contagious is this? Starts looking at all the people with bite marks.
Which is all of us.
which is all of us. Looks at my own arm.
It's hard to tell how contagious it is. It's not coming to me. I cannot remember.
Roll again, then. Oh, I'm typing. No, it's fine. There it is.
It's,
Oh, that was actually really good, Corey. I like that. It's not. He's typing.
yes.
It's seeing something.
I could see you doing it, so I was trying to wait.
No, that was good. That was good, man.
Anybody who has a wound, we must not touch the wounds. That's how somebody who is not infected could become infected with the ghoul fever.
I got 2. Oh, man. Maybe we should wait before healing anybody again, just to make sure. I don't know if Kraga took a hit from these guys, so... Kraga, did you get bit? He's busy. Never mind.
Yes. Do. He's stitching himself up. I'm fine. Kraga.
I tried to heal him up already and gave him 3 hit points back, so...
Did you target him, or do I need to do it?
I had targeted him and stuff, but it didn't automatically do it, so I guess maybe I did something wrong. I don't know.
Oh, that's fine. I got it.
Thank you.
Thank you for... Yeah, I got it.
And while people are stitching themselves, I'll sit down cross-legged, meditate, and refocus.
Okay. Now, Cognul's not the only one that's, hit enough of this. Kenro, this, as he's telling you this stuff, it reminds you of your training, and it's like, oh, I remember this, right? Except for the last bit. You can't work on the wound and get it. It's wound transmitted, as in, if you are wounded by an infected, you have to make a fortitude save or your body is exposed and you could get the infection. Each stage takes a day. But Cogno pretty much had it down.
I would probably correct him then and be like, just my friend Cogno, just before we get confusion here, I was worried I was going to catch it from biting Kraga or touching Kraga's wounds, but
You would probably catch it if you bit him, yeah.
Got him. I'll bite the wounds out. It's like sucking the venom out of a snake bite. I'll bite the wound away. That's the...
No nibbling in the bedroom while he's infected. Got it.
Isn't that a feat, that risky surgery feat? Is that kind of what you're like, oh, look at that. Oh, it's cleaner now.
We fixed it.
You know how they always like give the patient something to bite on, like a belt or something? Bite on this, right?
Doctor something to bite on.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's very concerning when Kenro comes up and he just sticks something in his mouth and starts biting on it like a gag. It's like,
it hurt me more than
I'm ready for surgery. I'm ready for surgery. I can't look. Okay, I heard some lay on hands. You took care of that.
Yeah, I touched
writhing blade?
myself. Yep.
Okay.
Touched myself.
I didn't want to say it, but okay, you're at full hit points. Kraga still has 17 wounds, has 41 hit points. Dubsy has 5 wounds, 31. Anyone have a go at Dubs?
If people want to take a few 10-minute breaks, I can touch multiple times as long as I refocus in between.
Considering that there's some ambient noise in the dungeon, shifting, growling behind doors, like you may only have that initial 10 minutes. So if you guys can circle up, quickly heal each other and then start spreading out and searching, or you literally have half the party searching and half the party healing, you know what I mean? You may not have that sort of, we got 50 minutes, we got 40 minutes, we got 30 minutes, we got 20, you know what I mean? The dungeon may not wait.
My friends, I could easily heal us all with just one quick spell, but that would be the last time I could do it for the day. So it is your choice if you think I should heal everybody or if everyone's okay to continue on.
Save your resources. We are not that wounded.
I agree. Now, where should we go next, my friends? That's the question. There's a whole bunch of rooms here, and we've barely gone in any.
Did we find anything of interest in our searches? I know I wasn't looking, but
so let's
was
searching.
Snack goes searching.
Recounting the hundreds of stone shelves carved into the walls of the 15-foot wide hallway, there's many gaps in the collection. Staggering number of books, scrolls, and folios remain. Tons of things to go through. There's sort of a figure way through the books and scrolls. Where's the shiny? Shiny ring, or you know what I mean, that kind of thing. But as far as let's open this book. A mages are a farce. Oh, by Doug Place. Close the book, that kind of thing. That's going to take you some time, right? But I'll let you guys sort of simper over the room. I think you see the Gripply doing the tree frog climb, the sort of up and then down and sideways along the, bunch of old books and stuff. Nothing of terrible interest and value. Going into the main chamber, we have all these stone walls with moisture. Despite the air being dry and somewhat stuffy, several low divans, those little one-sided couches, are arranged in a circle, interspread with low tables, stacked with a few books and rotting morsels of decayed flesh. Snacks. A twisting ribbon of pale blue light stretches between the bare floor at the room center and the ceiling above. Its point of contact sending creepers of what looks like infected tissue out into a distorted spiral for a few feet. So imagine a beam of light that spirals and it looks like it's giving off, have you ever been in a room and the beam of light comes in, you can see the dust? And somebody goes, yeah, that's our dead skin. Particle, you know what I mean? These are you don't need the big beam of light to see it. This glowing pale turquoise light. Okay. Now, you guys know what this is. Tassie's never seen this.
Tell me what it is.
Big round room, big beam of light, turquoise in color, kind of a pale green.
Yes. Did we had one of these rooms beforehand we saw that had something to do with either rejuvenating undead or the light had undead qualities to it, I believe.
Really? Yeah, but it's the whole...
It's been a long
Really? You guys... okay.
It was the worm. I remember a giant worm.
I do remember us going into one of these rooms a while ago where there was...
Light is unsettling.
I believe it's actually a source from the lighthouse itself, from what we recall.
The tower is round. And when you guys went down a level, you found a big round room with a beam going through it. Now you've gone down another level and found a big round room with a dead snake and a beam going through it. And now on the third level, you find a big round room that everyone's using like a lava lamp with a bunch of dead flesh emanating off of it. Goes straight through the room. The room is perfectly circular. Seeing a reoccurring theme here, and probably this is the center of the dungeon that goes up several... the gauntlet itself is sort of shifted to one side. It's kind of at the back of the castle, but you know what I'm saying.
Man, how'd you know that, Kenro? I mean, who would have put round room to round room together like that? You got a map or something?
Sometimes the intricacies of the universe just come to me, Dubsy. You're not Dubsy.
I'm not?
You are Dubsy. Sorry. Got a little hard there, and that bite kind of took something out of me. My mistake.
Can I have perception in the tower as you guys are wandering around? Sorry, Tassie was standing guard, right? Something like that?
Yep.
There is a door in the center of the bottom of this room. There are several doors in the hallway that we pass by. Oh. So, how to put this... How to not reveal the actual dice rolls and let you guys guess what happened. You know the old joke about rolling a natural one, you're doing the opposite? Okay. So, they're wandering the room. Dubsy and Evely, being our rogue, starts licking the walls. And he's over here on the east wall, straight across dead center compass. He's gone all the way around the room once. And he's really distracted and focused on this one section of wall, you know? And yet, Tassie, you're standing back, though still within range, and you're watching everyone run around the room, and he's looking at this one wall, and you can't help but look straight across the other side of the room and notice that standing outside the room, like looking in, you notice that one bookshelf stands out a couple inches, like 1.5 inches, and it isn't flush with the round furniture like everything else. But in the middle of the room, no one would notice that because they don't have your angle of view. So guess who got 25 and guess who got a 1? Anyone?
Dubsy's over there, like tilting all the books, kind of like.
So you tried to find the trigger.
Yeah, it's doing the Scooby-Doo.
Snack. Try this one. And I point to the shelf on the other side.
Okay.
I'm not done with all my books yet.
Tongue just flicks the air, just out of reach of actually hitting him.
I think I'm gonna check that other side real quick.
So he just wanders over, starts tickling your neck. You can tell his body temperature. He's warm and delicious. And Dubsy moves. Look at that.
And his religion.
Oh, I thought you'd have to be at waist height for that. All right.
My tongue has reach.
Oh, it's like Messina's here with us
I'm
playing
so
this frog.
sorry.
Oh, well, there are some of our fans that listen to quite a few of our shows. Gamma Knight's the first one that comes to mind, obviously. And we sometimes cross-reference the jokes that do carry over from one show to the other. And that's the reward or Easter egg, shall we say, for watching all the shows. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to watch all the other shows. Dubsy.
Yes.
There's no taking 10 in this system. You got to legitimately roll. You guys take your 20 minutes, you get a perception roll, and if it's good, you find shit. If it's bad, DM says you don't seem to find anything. Love that about the system. However, Tassie points it out. So you know it's there, but I still want to roll in the tower to see if you can actually spot it. Okay, there we go. Ta-da! A piece of furniture bookshelf moves. Dubsy goes to reach and pull on a book, and as soon as he touches anywhere in the bookshelf, the whole thing just recesses and moves. Yeah, it was propped up. not a secret door. That's a concealed door.
Nubsy, well done. Great eyes, my friend.
Yeah, totally did it myself.
Dude, that just got you a hero point, Kenro. That was awesome.
I don't know what I rolled.
Speaking of which, it is time for the hero points to reset. So if you guys had 0, 1, or 2, you'll have 1, and Kenro now has 2.
Boom, 2.
Okay. Anybody want to enter this? There's a 5-foot alcove that enters into a smaller, still circular, but
sword
smaller.
and shield drawn. I will
Yeah.
step in. Excuse me, snack.
Gladly. Have fun.
Hey, this is better than finding traps. You got a meat shield doing for you.
Dubsy, do you want to go in or do you mind if I follow?
Dubsy's putting the bookcase back up.
Go in where?
I will step into the room and have a look around. Now, this perception is not a general perception. It is specifically to see if I can see a lantern.
You want a lantern?
I'm going to.
Every time I make a perception when I first step into a room, I'm looking for a lantern. That
Nice.
is my holy privilege and religious duty to do so.
I'm going to follow right in behind them.
Okay.
The stolen lantern of Revithra.
Okay.
It's a religious thing.
Yeah, no, we'll have to get to like that one proverbial campfire in the like we haven't had you technically on board for very long, not even a day, so we got to have that like downtime where you can tell us your story.
Well, I mean, even a mundane lantern might set me off. It could be, like, you know what I mean? Like,
do you
run up and like examine it closely?
Do you really want to like a prankster dwarf and a prankster Dubsy? You really want to give them this information, this ammo?
I won't explain to them out loud what I'm doing, but I will not.
Okay. All right.
I will not overtly hide what I'm doing either. If they ask me, why do you always go to the lanterns and check them out in every room? Because I did introduce myself as a seeker of the lantern of whatever it was called.
Okay. Well, how about this? The walls of this circular chamber, it's a 15-foot across little mini circular chamber, are decorated with intricate intertwining runes and shapes carved deep into the stone and filled with dull, silvery metal. The floor and ceiling are polished to a reflective sheen. And some of those shapes might be tall rectangles with nibs on the top and a round flat base, but just saying could be lantern-shaped runes. Drive them crazy. Go lick that wall.
So I won't step further than the first step into the room.
Okay.
Have I done any teleporting? Because it sounds like very similar to the teleporting.
Hang on a second.
Any of that? Was I
giving you the like? I moved you in just so the light would clear the room. Okay.
Yep.
Stepping into the alcove, this is what you see.
Okay.
The runes are everywhere, including your first step out of the alcove and into the room. And if you don't want to be on that floor, then I'm backing everybody up 5 feet because I wasn't clear.
Yep. I will use knowledge religion to try and figure out what it is.
Okay.
If I recognize any of the runes or can. I also have occultism, so I'll throw that out there too.
Okay. Considering what you witnessed with our half-orc Magus and the dwarf, this room is sort of a much more elaborate, possibly more powerful version of a simple little quick cubby poof A to B. And since he designed or identified it as some kind of teleportation or recalling room, this looks right up that alley. Your occultism backs that, and there actually is sort of a religious tint. It's not like it's digging into a specific religion, just more of sort of an occultist or like the way the arcane is laid out is sort of a religious symbolism. Does that make more sense?
Yep.
It's magic, right? It's teleportation,
magic.
right? But somebody went to the trouble of spacing the runes that didn't have to be a certain distance apart in a pattern which has some sort of religious significance, because it's just too monolithic looking, I guess we could say. Best way I could say it. Okay. Anyway,
are there any enemies in this room?
I will say that if it's a religion you know or don't know with such a high roll, it would be something abysmal, something chaotic, something completely abominable.
Okay, so I will, as long as there's no enemies or anything in that room, I will.
None that you perceive.
I will take a step back and relay the information.
Okay.
It seems to be another teleportation rune set. And I'll step out. Be wary entering.
Okay. Anyone else going to go in and confirm or have a lick or whatever?
I would take a look.
Okay.
Some weird.
Religion, occultism, arcane, nature for primal. Those are your big four, right? Occult covers a lot of hoodoo, and you can always get a whiff of arcane or religion from occultism. It's a pretty cool, bland skill, unless it's specifically witchy-woo, as you were, right? Religion covers a whole bunch. Arcane, anything straight up magical energy. And then nature, everyone forgets, is the druidic magic is what they call primal magic, and that's its whole camp unto itself, which we don't usually touch on. So if you guys want to cover your bases, there's those four skills: nature, arcane, religion, occult. Throw them in there and see what you got.
I'll go for religion. In the tower?
Yes, please. Well, anything you get trained.
Nature.
Can I do both, like a religion or occult? I have both trained.
As long as you're trained in it, yeah. I would even go for crafting. Like, I'm just saying, like, as a blanket guess, when you guys try to examine something, all those four skills plus even crafting, throw them in there and go, hey, what? This way, if you miss one, I don't have to say, well, if you guys had society, or and then it's kind of half given away, right? Okay. Dubsy, nothing really primal about this, as far as you can tell. Kenro, the crafting is pretty high end. Like somebody took their time, put it in a secret room, polished the room for extra ambience and effect, and helps slightly +1 tinge the magic. Like somebody's done their homework here. The room itself is, you could tell that the energies are dissipated, but you do know of a ritual. You don't know the ritual yourself, but you've heard of a ritual where you can reawaken portals. Right? Takes some time, money, and it's not a spell cast so much as the new ritual rules where you guys do a whole bunch of hoodoo for whether it's a day, a week, or 6 hours and so many casters and so much money spent. But that's how they do reincarnation now. That's how they do resurrecting. It's not just a spell, poof. It's a ritual. Great big thing. Lots of candles, blah, blah, right? There is a ritual that you know of where you can awaken a portal or reactivate portals. Because this one seems to be intact. It's not all dug out like the other silver missing. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, because it's behind a secret door, this place is pretty mint condition for the last whatever 100 years. Though its energies have obviously dissipated, you could tell from your rolls. Okay. Swapping out our dwarf, I would have to say the same. Craftsmanship, not dwarven, but, somebody knows their way around stonework. It's decent stuff. It's not impressive to you, Cognul, but it's definitely this is not shoddy work at all. What do you guys want to do?
This place is full of teleporters. Ones that work, and this one seems like it might work, and ones that are long dead. You have to wonder what they were transporting in and out of here.
Oh my gosh. It's probably treasure.
Let's hope it's treasure. Because if it was monsters, we've already fought most of them, and there's still probably a whole bunch left.
Why you gotta put that bad voodoo on me there, Ken? Talking about treasure.
Gotta be real, my friend. Have to be real. Callistria doesn't like false thoughts on how the world's going to be. Well, does anybody know how to work a teleporter? Anybody? I don't think there's much we can do in this room then.
Okay. Do you guys want to leave it open or seal it up?
Do you know how to close the door, Dubsy? You opened it.
Sure.
Done and done.
Back up again.
Okay. So if you guys want to continue south, there's a door. If you want to retrace your steps, there are a lot of doors that we fought and walked our way past because we kind of came into like the middle of the hallway. So there was north, which we have not yet explored. There's a narrow hallway to the east we have yet to explore. The combat kind of went north and then started jimmying south past doors and now spilled into this round room, which we are stationed currently, which again has a single door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 doors we know about, plus one way back over by the old teleporter at the bottom of the hallway that we never even checked out at all. Many choices. What do you guys want to do?
Well, we're already in this room, so why don't we check that door at the bottom, everybody?
I think that's fair.
Would you like to check for traps? You seem to have the eyes today.
Sure.
Perception in the tower. Thank you, Ken, because I wasn't giving him any. I'm done nudging Drew about trap rolls. If you don't say it, puff. Checking over the door, you don't seem to find a trap.
Looks safe,
Looks-
guys.
Looks like the dwarf wants to help you. He's throwing perception. Are you, sorry, am I assuming that you're helping him, or are you,
Oh, absolutely. I'm more than willing to help.
okay.
Great, now I have an apprentice.
Easy now.
Don't seem to find a trap. You do find a door. The door is unlocked.
All right, everybody get behind me. I'll try and open it stealthily, maybe.
Okay. We'll have Kraga hang back and guard our 6 because this place is still alive and organically moving around. Okay. He silently opens the door as far as you guys can tell, and it reveals a 5 foot by 5 foot alcove and another door. Don't ask me why.
Wasn't expecting that, but I'm gonna look for traps.
Okay. In the tower.
I don't trust no 5-foot rooms.
You don't seem
Obviously
to
a
find
hiding room.
All right, I'll step in and then search
Okay.
this door for traps.
Yep. Don't seem to find a trap here either.
Okay, stealthily open door number 2.
Okay. You open the door. Whatever this room's original use, today it serves as a horrific shrine. A rotting heap of fleshy material that seems to be composed of equal parts eyes, mouths, and skin lies in a stinking mound in the middle of the room. This shape and form seems familiar to you, Dipsy. Do you remember when you went on your own little well dive? That terrible creature that screamed at you and you ran from it in the cavern water room? The episode where we had no audio? Yeah. It looks like a dead one of those. Maybe they caught it. Yay, maybe your problem solved. Maybe there's more than one down here and this one ain't alive no more. Surrounded by 24 tiny humanoid effigies crafted out of small bones and tangles of knotted hair. Effigies like basically action figure or doll. In the room, proverbially turning to the door at the light source, because even Ken, through the door and off to the side, spills some light in. 2 creatures are, quietly murmuring towards this pile in the middle of all this fun, shall we say, and turn to you in surprise and irritation. 1, 2 more of those strange cloaked creatures. Okay. Your perception rolls. Last dropped. And Dubsy's stealth to open the door. Dubsy, that puts you at 15 on the initiative from that roll. It's kind of funny, the tower leads you up to a point where it's like, now I got to reveal everyone's rolls. Cognul's last skill perception was also, funny enough, 15. Cognu. Kenro, crafting of 19. It's the last thing you were doing. Kenro, however, that was a couple rooms ago. So if you actually want to initiative perception, because you're basically sitting there standing guard watching, you can have one of those. Same thing with Tassie.
Throw it in the tower for you.
Oh, you can hit the main button because it's about to become obvious, right? I'm hoping you're hitting the main page one, so I don't have to look it up and fill it in.
Oh,
okay.
Oops! I didn't hit the main page one.
Okay,
but I rolled a natural 1 for a total of 7.
I do the
All
main
right.
because I get a +2 to my initiative.
Oh, do I get any fancy initiative bonuses? I should check that. I don't think so.
Okay. Now, they talk about penalties for monsters. Completely distracted with what they're doing only gives a -2. That's good news for you guys if I ever say you're distracted. Right? So, saying that Kraga is distracted by guarding our 6, giving him a -2. Good to know. Nice blanket roll. Puts him at 20, even though he would have had 22. And talking, ranting, doing something in the middle of combat, you will run into monsters that are burning a single action every round because they're so pissed at you guys for disturbing them. They're ranting. And it's like, cool, that actually burns action economy. We have dabbled in this, but it's nice to see monsters can suffer said penalties as well as, flavor as well. It's pretty cool. Okay. All said and done. At the top of round 1, the door opens and set on exploration or whatever. Perhaps they had a sign. Perhaps they told all the other cloaked undead in the area or ghouls that this was their time to pray and they should not be disturbed. Because as soon as you open that door, you see them chanting, they look at you, and they don't see Bob the undead librarian, they see a little frog dude, and they immediately lose their shit. As a single action, they get up and take a defensive posture. Second action, the first one lunges forward at you. And with its jaws, tries to bite you. Mr. Dubsy. Comes running at you, and just you're down on half a knee. You're checking for traps, and this thing just jumps at you and overwhelms you with a 30, getting a crit, putting you on your heels for 21 points of damage. I'm going to turn my page. I'm going to write. Where's my pencil? This is important information.
Goes, rah!
Damn it. Can I have a fort save in the tower right now? All right. And that's 3 actions. Second guy gets up, moves all the way around said pile, and stacks up in a position where he would like to attack. With a door, half cover, and a friend, this makes my attacking very difficult. There is penalties. I'm going to say 2 for the door, 1 for my friend, but he does try to get a claw in on you, Dubs. Boop. Where's Dubs? 1 claw. Swing and a miss. And that's us. Bringing us to Praga. Watching our 6, he's ready to spring for whatever, but he's kind of unaware, like, oh, Dubsy ran into trouble, right? What's going on? Don't make me teleport over there, says Spiegler. Kenro, you're up.
All right, I just watched. I guess I really couldn't see Dubsy get schmucked in there, could I? Maybe.
Sure.
But yeah.
He said get behind me, and I've seen your mini flit around. So where did you want to be? Did you want to be in direct line behind him, or are you happy on the side? Either's fine with me.
I'd be on the side. I stayed. That's where I kind of felt, so I'd be there.
Okay. Through the door, and him and something attacking him, like, as much as it's a bit of an angle, you can tell what's going on. He screams, something's in there, looks cloaked. You get pretty good line. There's a bunch of cover involved, but you see similar cloaked figures dancing around. I was like, oh crap, more of these guys.
Okay.
Thank you for not assuming, but yeah, I'll give it to you.
Would they have cover again? I actually don't know if this one has a save or not. Let me see here. I make it spell.
Okay, we get a +1 AC bonus because you're firing something through Dubs, and then depending on who your target is, I could possibly give them some light cover just because you're firing like through 2 doorways. The angle, it's kind of a reach. Really depends on what you want to do. You fire a line spell or an area spell, doesn't matter really.
Well, I have to make it a spell attack roll, so.
Okay, if it's a reflex save, we may get cover. If it's fortitude or will, we will not get cover. Because cover only grants reflex saves against spells.
It's just an attack roll. I'm making a spell attack, so there's no save.
Okay. What's your casting? What's your prayer?
It's 30 foot. I'm going to be casting Divine Lance, looking up at Calistria and saying, we tried to heal him, but that didn't work, so let's hit him with some violence. And I'll throw the Divine Lance at them. Okay, so give me -1 for Dubsy. Okay.
And because that's a straight line, right? If you read it, straight line?
It just says 30 foot.
Yeah, you're fine. Because it's an emanation, remember how I cheesed off the side of me and went, shoo, right?
Yeah.
Kagul teleported, keep him still. Going like your left side of your mini, straight in, shoom, you know what I mean? Yep. I'll give you 1 guy.
Yeah, it can only hit 1 guy, so that's okay.
Okay.
No roll.
So as long as you -1 for Dubs.
I put a -1 of my modifiers there, so that's what happens.
Yep.
That is a 18 plus 8, so 26 to hit.
Okay. Buddy is 15 feet. Yeah, you're good.
Now, this does divine energy. Does that have any effect on these guys?
Well, when you hit them or like when you do damage, if we're vulnerable to it, Fantasy Grounds will take note. Also, I can look it up, but good thing to make mention of. But I'm curious what a divine energy bolt looks like, sounds like, or how you might ask for one from the goddess Callistra of lust and revenge.
Well,
please don't tell me you're like just thrusting your hips, though. That technically could be a spell command.
I would be looking. I would grab I'd grab the holy symbol and say, "We tried to heal them last time, Calistria, and that didn't work. So let's bring on some violence." And then I would cast the hand out, and it would look like a giant bee sting. And it's like a stinger of a bee going straight at the guy.
Cool.
Yeah. I think it looks like a lance. And
yeah, that's awesome.
So 2d. It's 2d4.
Yeah. Now on the spell itself, right? Like there should be a blood drop or something where you can do the official damage, and it will track any resistances on me. Okay. While you're doing that, I will look up vulnerabilities.
Currently 0 damage.
Okay. I have a
11.
button.
Now, what I don't know is that I don't think I've updated it from the old core to the new core. Divine Lance is supposed to deal energy based on my deity's alignment.
So it's spirit damage, not divine damage now, but effectively the spell's the same, I think.
But is it supposed to deal damage based on my deity's alignment? Does it still do that in the
No, it just does spirit damage. There's no alignments anymore.
Okay, so because I don't know if because I chose the chaotic because I'm a chaotic good or whatever from my deity, if that would have made a difference. Should I try to just roll 2d4 instead and see if it'll take away the damage, Jeff?
Yeah, why is it nerfed that? That's strange.
So it's been buffed and nerfed. So they increased the range to 60. And so now instead of choosing the alignment type of damage that you do, it just does spirit damage. And I think it has a bit of a damage buff as well. So the old one was 1d4 plus your spellcasting modifier. And the new one is...
Kenro, what we're probably going to have to do is double down on your spell list. You're carrying a legacy spell list.
Yeah.
So if you actually go into spells on the side and look up the spell again, or the closest thing to it, and then it'll always list the source, like what book it comes out of. And if it says core or player core 2, right, it's the new version, and you bring that onto your character, delete the old spell after you've successfully migrated the same spell twice, and eventually that will fix this, because I think we're going off of like an old sheet with you, because you guys have just leveled.
I thought I did everything right, but I think what I did is I took it from the same thing into the same thing. I didn't actually change anything when I did.
Yeah, you have to pull it from the updated books. It has the same name and everything.
Yeah, I'm trying to look here. I just searched up Divine Lance, and it's giving me the same information that I currently already have for it. So, should we try to target it? I don't know why it nerfed the damage on it. That's the thing. I don't know if it would what would cause it to. Usually, why?
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything. It doesn't even say it did 2d4 damage as opposed to 1d4 damage, but it doesn't say critical hit. But it's letting me hit like it's a critical. So.
Well, the 2d4 is because it's cantrip, so it automatically tiers up as you level.
Oh, okay, that would make sense. Yep.
So now it's not, the damage is on the new version isn't 1d4 plus your spellcasting modifier. Now it's 2d4 spirit damage, double damage on critical, and then every level you go up, you add an additional d4 to that. So you'd actually be, or every spellcaster level, I should say. So what level spells are you casting now?
I'm at level. I have 2nd level spells.
So yeah, you'd be 4d4.
4d4.
Yeah. 4d4 damage, not 4t4, 4d4.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
But still, we need to know, what is the damage negated because of the creature, or is the damage negated because it was divine, or is it negated because it was chaotic, or why was the damage negated?
That's a good question.
I see no reason even in the legacy. Like, his immunities have nothing to do with spells or energy. Like, these things, immunities, like, first they have no vulnerabilities. It's just the fact that positive healing can affect all undead as damage. That's blanket, right? It doesn't say I'm vulnerable to it. Now, immunities, he's immune because he's undead. He's immune to death effects, disease, paralyzation, poison, and being unconscious. But that's it. There's no reason. I don't know why Fantasy Grounds went this way. Anyway, to keep us from going further down said rabbit hole, okay, I will give him the 11 damage, and if you want to just hit the damage again.
What we say again? So I hit the damage again.
Yeah, you're supposed to get 44.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Here, I'll do it with another damage type just to see if that changes anything. That was another 3, and that actually did damage him. So it was because I chose chaotic. Chaotic seemed to negate the damage. It should only be 3. So it should be 7. There's no +4 anymore, so it just should be 7 + 3, so 10 damage. That's what you were saying, right, Matt?
Yeah, it's just d4s, and it's spirit damage now. So, Yeah, it's different. So there's unholy damage, which would be like the evil version. There's spirit damage, which
so it's 44. That's it, not 44 plus
44 straight up. That's it. Yeah.
So it'd be 4. So it'd be 10 damage total.
6, because you rolled. Oh no!
No,
wait.
if you take
sorry.
8 off,
7. Yeah,
10.
7 and 3 is.
10.
Yeah, you're right. My bad. 10 damage.
Okay.
There we
Right.
go. We figured it out. So for some reason, this creature is actually immune to chaotic because that did 0 damage to it. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
It might just not calculate it properly because that's the legacy style. Like there is no chaos damage. There's no chaotic damage. There's no good damage. There's no evil damage. That's all legacy stuff.
We might be causing a glitch because the adventure is written for legacy, and I've not allowed the legacy books. Right? I've only activated the core books so that you guys don't keep grabbing the old legacy stuff and looking up legacy stuff. So that might have caused a glitch in Fantasy Grounds, but we're doing what we can since we're modding this adventure. Anyway,
And with my last action, I will cast shield on myself.
okay. And with that rabbit hole, we will see you all next time.